gaming? Yeah. Awesome. You guys like comedy? Hey, that's me. Do you guys like comedy? Yeah! My name is Matt Robb. I'm the creative director of Smosh Games, showrunner for a show called Honest Game Trailers, and executive producer for The Warp Zone. Today we're going to be talking about just some awesome gaming content, comedy content, all the things that you guys love, and we got some great guests for the panel today, a couple surprises, and then we're going to open it up to questions. So if you guys have any interest in kind of getting into the space, talking about gaming, talking about comedy on YouTube or in the digital space, we're going to open it up to you guys. But first I'm going to introduce my panel. First and foremost, you know these guys as The Warp Zone. Acapellas, sketches, music videos, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, Schroeder and Davis of The Warp Zone. Yay! Big round of applause. Hey guys. All right, and some of you know of a company called Machinima. How many of you guys know about Machinima? Yeah, well, all of you know Machinima. This guy is the reason why some of your favorite shows happen on Machinima. He's the head of development. Ladies and gentlemen, Matty Kirsch, give it up for him. Look at that glorious beard. There it is. You got the memo about the beard. We all did.
Comedy is all about beards and punchlines.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. That's pretty much all we're here to talk about.
Guys.
Just beards, really. And you might know these guys. It's kind of a surprise because they weren't originally in the schedule. These guys are my children, as I call them. They're the reason why I'm here. They're the reason why I exist. No, they're not at all. But I love these guys to death. Ladies and gentlemen, Mari, Sohinki, Lasercorn, and Jovenshire of Smosh Games! Don't boo them. I'm not going to sit in the stool. It feels very William Shatner Rocket Man. So I'm just going to stand behind you awkwardly. I'm going to hold my hands up and that's when you can speak.
Do you get shoulder rubs?
Nope. I'll give Lasercorn a shoulder rub. Just one. All right, so today what are we talking about? We're talking about comedy and gaming. A lot of you guys said you love comedy. A lot more of you said you love gaming. This is the line that walks comedy and gaming, right? Each and one of these guys, they're either gamers at heart and comedians at second, or comedians at heart and gamers at second, or a hybrid of the two. So kind of what we're going to go through and talk about is kind of what the things that they have on their channel, explain to you what they do, how they walk the line of comedy and gaming. And first and foremost, these guys, the Warp Zone here, they have been doing it for many moons. They just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, such shows as Acapellas, which you might have seen. They do sketch comedy, they do music video parodies, they do all kinds of stuff. Davis and Schroeder, why don't you tell the guys who you guys are, kind of what you guys do?
We do what you said.
All right, great, moving on.
Yeah.
No. So I mean, like, how did you guys kind of get started in this space? How did you guys, what made you want to jump into the gaming world versus just doing superhero comedy or sci-fi comedy?
Well, I mean, to start with, we had gamed a lot. Okay, I got it. To start with, in high school, I think, when we met, we were definitely gamers first, I think, and then sort of started doing projects together where we would film little comedy sketches about gaming, and it grew from there through college, and then we decided to do it professionally. Yeah.
I love that you call it like projects, because it was just us in high school like farting around in a backyard with a camera and
True,
lightsabers.
Yes. And lightsabers, yeah.
So these guys have been doing it for a while, and these guys obviously are able to kind of bridge that gap, and they found a really great niche in the gaming space, doing things with Halo and The Sims and Smite and all kinds of stuff like that. And so it really just comes down to kind of finding your niche and doing what you really enjoy and finding a way to make it funny so that everyone is able to appreciate it. Speaking of funny, this gentleman, no horse racing, all right? That's enough. Stop.
We would never.
Maddie here. Maddie and I have known each other for many years.
Hilarious.
Maddie and I, we co-created and we're the runners of a channel called Node with Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital. Yeah, 2 of you know about it.
Yeah, 3. We got 4. We got 4.
4 of them. That was our whole audience. Thanks, guys. And so, I mean, what we really did over at Node, Maddie, you can kind of speak to this, is, you know, we really kind of tried to find a way to do less of just the Let's Plays and more about what the Warp Zone does, and that's sketch comedy, stand-in host stuff, kind of playing clips, talking about stuff like that. And you've been able to parlay that, obviously, into what you do now. Why don't you explain to everybody what that is?
Yeah, so if those guys found their comedy voice on YouTube, I was the other way around. I started out as a stand-up comic, like literally right out of high school, and by 22 I was a full-time touring comedian. I did every place that you can possibly, every comedy club. And I moved to LA, I got a bunch of joke-writing jobs on TV shows, and then I went over to G4, and it was my first time that I can actually put traditional comedy and video games together, because those are my 2 passions. So that's where it kind of sparked for me, and then when the evolution of YouTube, it was a natural fit, because you can figure out jokes and video games, so.
And that's kind of really where it is. It's like finding that mix and being able to kind of play with it. And I kind of want to go through the line here and talk to each of you guys, but
Sure.
we're not going to do that. So what I want to know, I mean, so everyone obviously knows Mari, Sohingi, Lasercorn, and Joven Shire, but why don't you guys talk a little bit about your kind of first jump into gaming? Obviously, Mari is our Minecraft expert on the channel, and she knows all things, and she loves horror games.
No.
Huge fan of horror games. If you guys have a horror game you wanted to play, just bombard her on Twitter.
Please don't.
Do it.
But I mean, Mari, how did you get your jump? I mean, obviously, Mari comes from the Smosh side of things, and when we all met together and came together, but why don't you talk about how you were able to kind of find a hybrid between gaming and comedy?
Sure thing. I mean, what it comes down to, Smosh as a channel is we're a personality-based gaming channel, but really what it comes down to is it's 8 people having fun together. We're 8 friends who genuinely, I mean, if we're not on camera, we're still doing the same sort of hijinks as you saw this morning with Lasercorn trying to take away a microphone from Jovenshire.
Not cool, man.
That never happened.
But
There's no proof I did that.
it's about having fun, and gosh, we're so glad that it comes across, because all we're doing is just having fun.
That's really what it is, and it's just, I mean, so what Smosh Games bring to the table that's different is they're able to kind of, rather than just be a gaming channel, what we try to do is we make it more about personality and lifestyle-based stuff. I mean, some of you might have seen when Jovenshire got lost in Europe. Some of you guys might have seen when we did the Smosh Summer Games. What we try to do is really take away the gaming aspect and really show about us having a good time and us having fun while playing games, like Mari said, really doing different things. I mean, like, so Hinky, you have been a gamer at heart. The 3 of you guys have been gamers at heart since day one. Why don't you talk about how it's been kind of going from gaming now into this comedy lifestyle space?
I think the big thing when we were starting out was kind of finding our voice for comedy starting out, because we had an idea of what we wanted to do with the channel from a programming standpoint, but as far as like actually being funny, that was something we had to figure out.
We're still trying to figure that one out.
We were still trying to figure it out. We sort of settled into this like comedy of errors style. It's like, here's a goal that we're trying to accomplish, now how can we mess it up really badly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Throw Lasercorn in there.
it's kind of I like to look at it like when you watch a sitcom and there's a laugh track. It's like science, like you hear other people laughing, so you laugh. When you watch Smosh Games and you see everyone having a good time and they're laughing,
Or
and
not
then you
having a good time.
wind up laughing, you're laughing and you're having a good time by proxy. And so it's really been more about making it an entertainment channel versus a gaming channel. Like if you were to ask us, yeah, we're gamers. I don't think we're a video game channel. Like, we don't do your normal Let's Plays. We take a very different approach to each one of our pieces of content. That it's like, how do we bring this to a crowd that already has Let's Plays? Well, let's try to be funny. Well, how do we do that? Well, that is the question. How do we do that?
Rage.
I think a lot of us were doing this even before like we were on YouTube. I remember playing like N64 games with my friends, like GoldenEye 64 multiplayer matches, and my one buddy would always pick Mishkin, the big fat dude who is like an easy target, and then charge down the hallway yelling "Thotman to the rescue" and stuff like that. So we were already kind of like doing characters. Like we just kind of put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's literally what it's like to be hanging out with your friends and playing video games. We wanted something that was very real and very, just something that you can connect to. And I think that's something that we've been able to accomplish.
And so,
oh, go ahead.
So Yankee mentioned finding our voice, and it's been an amazing evolution. I don't think any of us started out as like, well, I want to be this person on the channel, and I want to be this person. We're constantly evolving into something else, and I think that's an amazing thing to see.
He's always been the wild card.
Always the tyrant, yeah.
Villain.
But that's but because most of the stuff is almost like reality television with video games, we don't normally get to do stuff that's scripted. But that's why it's great being able to share a spot with like the Warp Zone, because they'll have like scripted stuff. It's like, hey, we got an extra role. Yes, please.
We always joke in the office, like the Warp Zone, they're the ones that actually have talent.
Yeah.
It's like us, like, oh, video games.
It's true. No, really, what is interesting about it is the fact that you have these two groups. The Warp Zone is 5 guys who've known each other for years. Smosh Games is now 6 members, 8 including Ian and Anthony, who have known each other. I mean, some for 3 years. I know I've known the three guys for 5.5 years.
Like 5.5 years.
I've known Ian and Anthony for 5
and really,
years.
the thing that comes across a lot of this is just having that kind of camaraderie. And with the Warp Zone specifically, they took that camaraderie and put it towards higher quality, high concept stuff like sketches. I mean, you guys, you have a band of people. Each of you has a role. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so Davis and I really handled the Davis and I handled. Man, I'm not good at microphones. Davis and I handled the sketch aspect of the Warp Zone. We write all the sketches, and like we've gotten it down to a pretty good science now, where we are able to jump into a room, turn something out, that we really like. And then the other, Ryan, Odom, and Brian, they really focus on the music aspect of it. And I think by being able to like divide and conquer, we're able to bring a lot of things to the table rather than just one thing once in a while,
Yeah, it's like the X-Men. If you had 5 Cyclopses, nothing would get done.
Right. Well, in my case, we have 5
That would be
people.
awesome, dude. I would read that comic. Cyclops Force. Just 5 Cyclopses.
It's so
cycling stuff.
boring. They wouldn't do it.
No, they would blow everything up with their eye lasers.
They just talk about how they're all leaders.
I like the idea that there's 5 Cyclopses, but they all lost their glasses, so they're just like walking around with their eyes closed.
Do it.
Stanley, if you can hear a Cyclops Force, you can have that idea. Just
Stanley
make
is
it.
always
No,
listening.
don't give it to
He's
Stanley.
always listening.
Just credit us.
And so speaking to kind of what Schro and Davis are talking about, how each of the guys has specific roles and they're kind of like a one-stop shop for comedy and entertainment, Maddie here is able to take his experience in both gaming and in comedy and turn that to kind of help other people create this stuff in their vision. So talk about that.
Yeah, so I run development for Machinima, and basically I'm the head of the creative on anything that comes in. And my job is to have someone like you come to me with an idea, and we help together collectively build out that idea and figure out what it's supposed to do, where it's supposed to go, and then the comedy in it, I mean, how do we connect it in and how do we do it right, And it's what I love about this panel is a perfect balance of the Let's Play and the sketches and being good in both these schools, because you can be in both those schools, and also the one big advice I would do is study comedy. Not the people that you think are funny, stand-ups or sketch people, but the science behind comedy and how a joke works. Setup, punchline, tag. Learn the basic stuff, and once you learn the basic stuff, it's pretty easy from there. It's a pretty simple formula, and personality, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we want to boil it down to. It comes down to 3 real things. It's like knowing your gaming stuff. No one likes anybody that comes across as forced or disingenuous. Having fun with your friends, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to be funny, half the time it's not going to work. But you're actually having a good time. That's the stuff that comes across as important. And personality. And just be yourself. Don't try to be somebody
Amen.
who you aren't, and really kind of take the inner, whatever your personality is. If you're the wild card, if you're the try-hard, if you're the goofball, or if you're the Mari, really take it to the next level and really kind of play it up. I mean, the most important thing is just create. Hey, Phil Lamar. Hey, it's Phil Lamar. Hey, Phil. Just play it up and really talk about how you want to be you. So we have a little bit of time left. I want to open it up to questions. If you guys have questions for Warp Zone, for Maddie, for Smosh Games, Ann, where are you? Ann's got a microphone. Obey Hat, he wants to ask a question. Go right ahead.
What are your thoughts on Achievement Hunter?
Those guys are awesome. Yeah,
They're
we love them.
hilarious.
Yeah, right.
What's we never have ever considered them competition because we like them. We just make similar content. So it's really funny when I'll be online and I'll see like a Grand Theft Auto GIF or something. Yes, it's pronounced GIF. And I'll be like, wait, is this ours? Oh no, it's Achievement Hunter because it looks better. They're funny.
I think we all watched Achievement Hunter like before we even started Smosh Games. We just like always liked them.
So we totally ripped off everything they do is what we're trying to say. Everything they've done, we
Just
tried to
steal it,
steal.
just steal
No,
it
we love
all.
those guys. We're actually, we're talking about doing some stuff with them in the future, which, also we always want to know if there's somebody out there that you would love to see Smosh Games collaborate with. hit us up. We're actually going to have a panel in about half an hour, the Smosh Games panel. We can talk about all that stuff, but I mean, if you guys want to weigh in on Achievement Hunter, I know you guys hate them. You despise them, man.
Worst. No, they're great. No, just what they said. Yeah,
We're all
they're fun
fans.
to watch. Yeah.
They're fun to watch. All right. Pikachu hat, go for it, brother.
Talking about his achievement hunter and pitching ideas.
Not now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, pitch him, man.
No,
We
pitch
meant
it,
like
man.
get pitch or sign an NDA.
I really think
first.
you should fire 3 of the Smosh Games guys. You should
Just bring it in.
Just make it me and more.
Have you ever what?
Have you ever thought of, having achievement hunter and Funhouse and you guys play GTA all together and just cause chaos?
We have been talking about it, and something like that might be happening soon.
A crew
May
battle?
or
That
may
would be
not
cool.
be happening.
The
Air
ultimate
crew
battle.
versus
Provided that the Rockstar gods will make the server
Yeah, the
work.
Rockstar servers will make that very difficult.
Who else has a question? We obviously the Smosh Games guys are going to be around at 11, but let's ask some questions. We have limited time with Maddie from Machinima and the Warp Zone, so let's ask some questions. We got one back there, Ann? Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Where would you say the balance sits between making the videos you want and making the videos everybody wants?
Ooh, good question.
I think it's all about what you want, to be honest with you, man. It's you, man. I mean, it's all about your voice, about your personality. Make what you want to make. Don't make what the audience wants to make. Simple as that.
I agree. With enough conviction and genuine, organic, like wanting to do it, your audience will follow.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, we did jump on the Five Nights at Freddy bandwagon. We did a bunch of those episodes. But after the 4th one came out, we really looked at it and we're like, we don't like playing this game.
No, that's not true. No, we love Five Nights. We love Five Nights. Five Nights is the best game ever.
Don't say that.
This sponsored by.
Dig in a grave over there.
Because if you don't like it, the audience is going to be able to tell. You just...
You guys make a whole myriad of different content. How does that fall for you?
That's like kind of the beauty of YouTube is that you can do your own voice, and then people who think like you will come find it. But yeah, as soon as you try to do something that's not you, it's pretty apparent to the audience, and it doesn't really work.
Awesome. Great question, buddy. That was really good. I hope we helped. If anybody has a question, by the way, Ann in the neon shirt, make your way to her, and you guys can ask a question. Who do we have? Anybody?
This
Anybody have a
guy in the
question?
hat raised his hand briefly.
Oh.
Don't try to get
He
out
had a
of it. I
question
saw
that
you raise your
forgot
hand.
it. I think he just was saying hi.
Oh, you were just waving. Okay.
Oh, he has a question.
2?
He's got a question.
Who's got a question?
Oh, right there. We got one right there. Hey, my man.
Yeah, we got a couple people. Raise your hand loud and high and proud. There you go. Yeah. This is your chance to be a star. Go ahead. He's like, oh no, microphone.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Volk. Just call me Volk. Oh my god.
We will call you Cole.
Hello.
Hey, Cole.
Hi.
I was not expecting this, I'm sorry. I just came here, my cousin invited me to come to Comikaze, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity. I was able to go to VidCon last year. I liked about the last day. It was one great time. And I was able to meet Matt Pat, you guys, of course know him.
Yeah.
And it was great, and I just want to say this has been very, very fun so far.
Yeah.
We do this for you guys. Like, we love moments like this to be able to like have a conversation with you or to be able to share some knowledge. Like, you guys are why we're here right now. So thank you. Thank all of you.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank Volk, everybody.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. And he's marketing himself too. Love it.
Marketing.
We got a
See, I
question?
knew you had a question.
Hat guy.
Hat guy.
Davis.
Uh-oh, here it is.
That's the beginning of like an angry
I
comment.
know. This is a YouTube comment.
I just want to know, what's your favorite Scary Game Squad moment?
Ooh, good question.
That's a real fan right there.
All of Until Dawn. That was a really fun one.
Good choice.
My least favorite moment, all of Soma.
Because is it because it's bad? I've heard bad things.
Yeah.
It's because we are taking it not the whole show is a bunch of guys drinking and playing scary games.
Yeah.
And it's like a very cerebral game. And
We only condone playing games though here at the Warp Zone.
You're right. Yeah, and so if you take like a game that's very like heady and you make fun of it, people in the comments don't like that. And they say mean
Yeah, don't make
things.
fun of Dark Souls 2. Just don't make fun of Dark Souls 2.
And don't make fun of Five Nights at Warzones, whatever you do.
Terraria, don't make fun of that game.
Yeah.
People will be very upset.
A lot of Terraria fans.
All right, who else we got? And oh, look at this! This is a brave gentleman dressed as Daredevil. I like that. And he can see.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey Mari, how was it playing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
It was amazing. It was everything that I love about anime. And there's just it's a strange anime and game.
Would you say it's bizarre?
Comedy. Right there.
Comedy!
You can't write that.
Yeah, no, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Flitz always introduces me to weird things like that. So.
Oh, Horaya. We have time for one more really good question. Who's got a really good one? I know Obey Guy, you had one, but I want to see if anybody else who hasn't gotten one. Oh, right here? There you go.
That's a strong hand right there.
This is a, oh, we got,
Orange t-shirt guy.
right up, orange t-shirt guy. We'll go to you. We'll get to you. I promise we'll get to you.
Okay, listen. Wait, this may not be game related, but would you mind telling the two who did the Stop Copying Me video that was ROTFL worthy?
Will do.
Oh, okay.
The Stop Copying Me video?
Oh, that's right. That one was good.
Yeah, we like that.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes, and it had a bit of a twist about that both people talking at the same time rather than the other parroting him.
Huh. We'll have to let him know. I like that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Young man in the blue hat, right up front. He has a question, and I know it's going to be a good one. And I hope it's not, can I take a picture with you guys?
He puts the mic down.
This is for a question for Lasercorn.
Sup?
Sup. What's your favorite moment on Smosh Games?
My favorite moment on Smosh Games, there's a show that got canceled that's called Cage Match. And during Cage Match, Jovenshire here lost a game of Gears of War. And as a result of that, I got to shoot him with a paintball gun. And it's just one of my happiest moments, not just of Smosh Games, but I think looking back in my entire life. There's like the day I got married, and the day my child was born, and then the day I got to shoot Joven with a paintball gun.
So glad
right
I could be at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Just the top 3 of Lasercorn's life.
Technically, that makes your pain more important than his baby. Yes.
I remember Lasercorn editing that video and like calling me over to his desk and be like, look at it on back, let me just rewind it. And it's like, oh,
Go ahead, break my frame, like, there's the hit. Oh, look at that.
There's where the pain registers in his eyes. It was just great. It was a great day.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's just about time for us. If you want to see more of the Smosh Games, guys, head over to room 208B. 25. It's in the programming guide somewhere. We are there. We are going to be doing an hour-long panel where you guys can ask tons of questions. We're going to be teasing some new projects. Big thanks to the Warp Zone, Davis and Schroeder for having them out here. They've got, I have to tell you guys, subscribe to the Warp Zone because this coming Wednesday's video may be one of my favorites. It may or may not involve Halo. And it may or may not involve dancing. That's all I'm going to give you. I think that's all I can give you, right? Also, Manny Kirsch from Machinima. There's some awesome stuff coming up. Manny, anything you want to plug?
No.
Great. All right.
Yeah, tons of stuff. Just stuff.
Go see Matty. He's hilarious.
I'm with the band.
And give it up for Smosh Games one more time, guys. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for our new project, Cyclops Force. About 5 Cyclops.
No, we're not doing Cyclops Force.
We're doing Cyclops Force.
It's Cyclops Men.
You heard it here first. Smosh Games Cyclops Wars.
Thank you guys very much. We'll see you in the next battle. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Cyclops' clones 4 times.